Hey everyone, welcome back to the Daily Past. This is the place where we dive deep into history, current events, and everything else that helps us make sense of the world we live in today. So, here's a question for you. What if I told you that World War III has already started? Now, before you jump to conclusions, hear me out. I know that sounds dramatic, but trust me, there's more going on than meets the eye. Stick with me, and let's break down why we might actually be in the middle of World War III right now, even though we don't really recognize it. I know it sounds like something out of a movie, right? A world-ending war, with tanks rolling down the street and bombs dropping. But what if I told you the conflict we're talking about doesn't look like the wars of the past? In fact, it might already be happening in ways we just don't see. In today's video, we're going to look at 5 key areas where global tensions are rising, and why they could be signs that we're already in World War III whether we realize it or not. Let's dive in. Point number 1. Proxy wars and indirect conflicts. Okay, let's kick things off with one of the biggest signs that World War III could already be underway. Proxy wars. Now you might be thinking, what's a proxy war? It's when bigger countries like the US, Russia or China don't directly fight each other, but instead support other smaller countries or groups that are fighting on their behalf. Think of it like two teams sending their players into a game, but they're not physically in the arena themselves. These kinds of wars have been happening for decades, especially during the Cold War. Let's talk about Syria. For years, the US and Russia have been involved there, but not in the way you might expect. Russia's been backing the Syrian government, while the US has supported rebel groups. Neither of these superpowers are directly fighting each other, but they're involved in a brutal civil war. And it's the same story in places like Yemen and Libya, where Saudi Arabia and Iran, for example, are also using proxies to fight each other. The crazy part is that these conflicts are spilling over into the global scene, affecting countries that aren't even directly involved. And then there's Ukraine. This one's huge right now. Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022, and the US and NATO countries have thrown massive support behind Ukraine. I mean, billions of dollars worth of weapons, intelligence, and military aid. But here's the thing. Russia and the US are not directly fighting each other, are they? Yet these two countries are at the center of what's essentially a global power struggle, and it's playing out in places far from our borders. Point number 2. Technological warfare and cyber attacks. Alright, moving on to something that might not always make the headlines, but is becoming more important every day: cyber warfare. I mean, when you think of war, you probably imagine tanks and soldiers, right? But in today's world, battles are also happening in the digital realm. Countries like Russia, China, the US, and Iran have all been involved in cyber attacks, and these kinds of attacks have real, physical consequences. Let's take Stuxnet for example. Back in 2010, the US and Israel launched a cyber attack against Iran's nuclear program. But instead of sending in troops or bombs, they used a computer virus to destroy Iran's equipment. This wasn't just some hacking incident. It was a calculated, state-sponsored act of sabotage. And since then, cyber attacks have only escalated. Remember the 2016 US election interference? That was Russia allegedly using cyber tactics to sway public opinion and create chaos. But it's not just elections. From stealing sensitive government data to shutting down critical infrastructure, these digital skirmishes are happening every day, and they have major global impacts. And here's the thing. These cyber attacks often go unnoticed by the public, but they're becoming a powerful tool in modern warfare. The scary part is, this is only the beginning. As countries develop new technologies like artificial intelligence and quantum computing, cyber warfare will only get more intense and harder to track. We might be in a war right now, and we don't even know it because it's happening behind screens and wires. Point number 3. Economic and trade wars. Next up, let's talk about something that's affecting all of us every single day: economic warfare. This one might seem a bit boring compared to military action, but trust me, it's just as serious. Over the last few years, the biggest global economic conflict has been the trade war between the US and China, the two largest economies in the world, imposing tariffs, creating sanctions, and essentially using their economic power as a weapon. Remember when President Trump slapped tariffs on hundreds of billions of dollars worth of Chinese products? That wasn't just about trade, it was about control. Who gets to dominate industries like technology and telecommunications? Who's leading the world in manufacturing? And let's not forget about Huawei. The US took a major stand against this Chinese tech giant, accusing it of spying, and effectively cutting it off from global markets. But it's not just trade. Sanctions have become a weapon in their own right. Take Russia for example. After its invasion of Ukraine, the US and the EU slapped sanctions on Russian businesses, officials, and even its energy sector. These sanctions have hurt Russia's economy, but they've also shown us how economic pressure can be just as powerful as military action, often with far-reaching consequences. Point number 4. Military build-ups and arms race. Now let's talk about something that's always a sign of rising tensions: military buildups. You might not hear about it every day, but countries are pouring billions into their military forces, especially in new areas like space and AI-powered weapons. Just take a look at Russia's new Sarmat missiles. These things are massive, powerful, and designed to be faster than any existing missile systems. Meanwhile, the US is working on modernizing its own nuclear arsenal, which is a clear sign of increasing military competition. Then there's China, which is expanding its military at an incredible pace. China is building up its navy, testing new missile systems, and extending its military presence into the South China Sea. It's not just about traditional weapons either. Space is becoming a huge part of the arms race. Both the US and Russia are working on military capabilities in space. And don't forget, the US created the Space Force not too long ago. Why? To ensure its dominance in this new frontier. When countries are investing so heavily in military technology, especially in areas like AI, drones and space, you know they're preparing for something big. And as tensions rise, it's only a matter of time before these military advances get put to the test. Point number 5. Political polarization and alliances. And finally, we can't ignore the growing political polarization happening around the world. It seems like the globe is more divided than ever, with countries like the US and its Western allies on one side, pushing for democracy and free markets, and authoritarian powers like Russia and China on the other side, promoting their own models of governance. You've probably noticed how countries are forming new alliances based on these divides. NATO is expanding, and countries like Sweden and Finland are joining in response to Russia's aggression. Meanwhile, Russia and China are getting closer, forming what's essentially a counter-alliance. These rival camps, as well as the rise of nationalism, create an environment where conflict feels almost inevitable. These political tensions are also putting pressure on global institutions like the United Nations. Instead of bringing countries together, the UN is struggling to get anything done because the major powers are pulling in different directions. When this happens, it becomes harder to prevent a full-scale conflict. So here's the bottom line. While we may not see the start of World War III, as we traditionally think of it, the signs are there. From proxy wars and cyber attacks to economic battles and military buildups, the world is already embroiled in a kind of modern-day conflict. And it's happening in ways that many of us don't recognize or even realize. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think World War III is already happening in some form, or are we overreacting to rising tensions? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm really curious to hear your take on it. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found this video interesting. And make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into important topics. And as always, until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep watching The Daily Past.